The goal of this video is to provide a detailed step-by-step process of the art of skate sharpening. Sharpening a RocketRunner blade is a little different from regular skate blades, and these differences will be highlighted. The process detailed in this video is applicable to sharpening all types of skate blades, not just the RocketRunner. The skate sharpening process and machinery involved can be very dangerous, and special attention is required. Anybody under the age of 18 should not sharpen skates without the supervision of a qualified adult skate sharpener. First, make sure you are working in a clean environment. Tuck in the laces and the tongue, making sure nothing is hanging out that could get caught during the sharpening process. Visually inspect the blade to ensure that the blade is straight and there are no cracks. We now proceed to clamping the skate onto the holder. Clamping a skate with a RocketRunner blade is a little different from a traditional skate. Traditional skate blades are 3mm stainless steel. RocketRunner blades are also made of stainless steel, but are fused to an injected nylon, thus resulting in an additional 1/2 mm on each side for a grand total of 4mm. Onto foot, pushing it all the way in. The injected part. Make sure to fit channel of injected part snugly onto foot, pushing it all the way in. Because the RocketRunner is a thicker blade, it will require a few additional adjustments. On a standard jig, the tension screw for the cam must be loosened to accommodate the thicker blade. For a goalie jig, it will fit almost perfectly. Cross-grinding squares the edges to be able to properly sharpen the skate. Cross-grind the blade 4 to 5 times to make sure it is perfectly square. It is very important to use constant pressure to ensure the cross-grind is uniform. Focus on the point of contact between the blade and stone as you move it across the skate to ensure constant pressure. New skate blades are often very rounded and require more passes to prepare the blade for sharpening. Setting the hollow of sharpening is what will give you your bite angle between blade and ice. Here are a few examples of key hollows. 1 inch is very flat for glide and not much cut. 1/2 to 5/8 of an inch is the most popular and preferred by NHL players. 3/8 of an inch is a very aggressive cut with lots of bite for skaters who are light on their feet and can turn on a dime. These will vary depending on ice conditions and the preference of each individual. It is important for the user to know which hollow of depth is most compatible to their style of skating. First, make sure the grinding wheel is in the off position. The diamond tip dresser, which makes contact with the finishing wheel, will shape the face of the wheel. It is held quill. The quill itself has markings on it. These markings correspond to the desired depth of hollow that are available, 1 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch. At the bottom end of the quill is a rotating screw which turns the diamond dresser 360 degrees on itself. The quill is held in place by the radius arm, which hooks up on both sides of the head of the machine. You can choose your hollow by sliding the quill through the center of the arm and holding it in its proper position with the locking screw, making sure that the tip of the diamond is just short of touching the wheel. I have chosen a 5/8 inch hollow for these skates. Now you can turn the finishing wheel on. While you're holding the screw knob at the base of the quill, which turns on itself, turn the adjustment screw at the back or on the side of the machine, depending on make or model, and slowly bring the diamond dresser into contact with the wheel. A soft contact is all you need. You must also use an up and down motion of the radius arm. It is important during this process to turn the screw knob, which will allow the diamond dresser to turn on itself. This will provide a clean dressing of the wheel. This is usually achieved after 5 to 6 soft contacts. Where there is no more contact between the two, it is complete. The adjustment screw must be turned very slowly or it can cause damage to your diamond dresser. Otherwise, this would give your wheel a poor dressing, which in turn would affect the quality of your sharpening. The hollows should be recalibrated every 2 to 3 sharpenings. Before beginning on the finishing stone, it is very important to compare blade height versus moving finishing stone. Once again, since the RocketRunner is clamped on the injected nylon, it will sit higher than a normal blade. The height will therefore need to be adjusted. For the goalie jig, other than normal micro adjustments, the height should be very close. Test the blade on the finishing stone in 2 places, front and back, to make sure finishing stone is in the proper position. Adjust height up and down until the blade is centered properly. Once the blade is centered on the finishing stone, you are ready to sharpen the skate to give it its proper hollow and edges. A normal sharpening requires about 10 passes. Go easy. Focus on the point of contact between the blade and stone as you move it across the skate to ensure constant pressure. After a few passes, make sure to verify that you are on line. Continue with several more passes until there are no more shiny edges. By using light reflection, you will notice that the finish applied on the blade from the cross grinding will completely disappear. Even the best skate sharpeners want to validate their work. To do this, we recommend using the CCM Edge Checker to verify the edges. The Edge Checker is a great tool that has been adapted to fit the RocketRunner. Simply position the gauge on the blade, front and back. This blade needs more careful attention. Once the Edge Checker confirms your edges, you are now ready for the final pass. There are many options for the final pass. You can use oil, paste, a compound, etc. There is no set standard. Whatever option is used, the goal is the same: to get a mirror finish, no chatter or burn marks visible for a smooth, uniform finish. Deburring is probably the easiest part of the sharpening process, but it is one of the most important parts. Once the skate is removed from the clamp, a honing stone removes the burrs that were created by the grinding process. Be careful. Some honing stones tend to wear a groove in them after repeated use. When using a stone like this, it is possible to catch the edge of your sharpened blade, resulting in a dull skate. There are many ways to deburr a blade. Some use a hone stone dipped in oil. Others use a diamond tip honing tool. We make sure to wipe the blade with a clean cloth before and after deburring. Then we pass a piece of leather across the entire sharpened surface to remove any micro burrs. Whatever method you use, the important thing is a good quality honing stone and a consistent flat application of the stone the whole length of the side of the blade. The skate is now precision sharpened and ready for use. With careful attention to proper clamping and precise sharpening, the RocketRunner blade can provide optimum performance so that players of all levels can experience the speed of light. It all starts with your skills as a skate technician and your commitment to providing great service to your CCM customers.